A very interesting sprint race. Started so intelligently and with so many positives and a lot of things for the teams to take out from the sprint race. Now, Alex Albon started from the pit lane because he made some adjustments to his car, trying to set the car up to suit the way Pinto set his car up. There was juice from that, and this guy really improved from position 20 to better position in the race. But funny enough, Max Verstappen started the race on a high note. He was not really ready to give in. Lando Norris started from 4th. Quickly by turn 4, he was 2nd. He was leading George Russell. And that was the toast of the race for George Russell, because I kept on wondering what went wrong with the Mercedes. The Mercedes set up their car in a way that it was good for a one-lap run, but not for a long run. They lost tires. Lewis Hamilton was suffering from the rear tire as well. George Russell was suffering from the front tires. They lost a lot of grip on their tires. And at the end of the day, their tires were toast. And it was as if they were not in the race. They finished 5th and 6th behind the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc over 8 seconds. Wow, that is not racing. It means something is wrong with their setup. Maybe it's the tire they were on. While some other teams were on new tires, they were doing well, but the Mercedes were not doing well. Lando Norris started the race. He was able to keep the close link with Max Verstappen, but at the point in time, Max Verstappen really did a good job today. He was able to manage the tires and was able to stay focused on the race. And this is one thing I've been talking about on Lando Norris. He's not a focused person. He keeps talking about things that happened in the past, things that he cannot control. You cannot compare yourself with Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is just too way out of his league. And him comparing himself with Lewis Hamilton when Lewis Hamilton was even in McLaren is really getting into his head, because this guy has won a lot of things. He's the second oldest guy on the track. He has won 7 championships. You have not won a single championship. Racing against somebody that has won 3 championships and you are not focused, you are not locked in. The only thing you are talking about is the car, how you've developed, how you can be good, how you can be better. Hey, boy, go sit down, focus on your race. I think that is what Lando Norris needs to do, because he was not focused on his race today. This is not a team car team. His teammate Piastri started 16th and ended the race, I think, 11th. He took a 5-second penalty. If he was ahead, he could have done a great job. Lando Norris had a good start today, but today he messed his race up. He could have done a better job. To me, Lando Norris needs to learn a lot. He needs to calm down. He needs to learn from the likes of the same Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, a lot of old guns in there. He needs to learn from them and he needs to get himself shaped so that he can be a better driver. But today, he didn't show he was a better driver. He lost up. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, from beginning to the end, they were giving us back-to-back bass as in they were really on it. No team other in Ferrari, but these guys are very careful. They were doing their races as if it is just a beautiful marriage for them, overtaking each other, sinking it into each other, like, you know, and it was very interesting. At the end of the day, Carlos Sainz was able to overtake Charles Leclerc, and Carlos Sainz was able to pick up the 2nd spot in the race, which shows that the Ferrari are very fast, both in qualifying and in the race. So if they can keep this up, it's going to be a very, very interesting thing in the main race tomorrow. Immediately after the qualifying, we'll see that. But if the main race looks toasty, looks beautiful, if the Ferrari can qualify ahead of the Red Bull, it will be a big, huge ask for Max Verstappen tomorrow, because Carlos Sainz is up for it, and Leclerc is not really taking it. He's in for it. Certainly, it's going to be a very huge race. Mercedes drop off, nothing to show up for the huge upgrades they've brought. I believe they really need to learn from the huge updates they've brought, but for now, the Mercedes are off the hook. Lewis Hamilton, after toasting his tires, he just sat down behind. I was like, make on they do waiting on I want to do. I day here. You understand? Because he was not really ready to push or to struggle for something that is not there. Norris might be under investigation, but we don't know if he will be getting any penalty yet until after he meets the steward. But I will be able to give you that information before or into the main qualifying. Nico Hulkenberg, Kevin Magnussen, great work by these two. Great work for the AS team, and it shows in how they raced and in how they came out. Other teams, they did their best. Sergio Perez, I don't know. Sergio Perez has a lot of work to do. He needs to push himself, because if he's not doing the right thing now, he might lose that seat next year. And they might even bring Daniel Ricciardo to Red Bull are diabolic. Anything can happen. But what a great comeback for Max Verstappen today. It shows that the Red Bull have gotten their mojo back there. I need to look at it that, oh, we can still win this championship. Even if we can trade the Constructors' Championship, the Drivers' Championship, they're not ready to lose it. And that is a good one for them. And let's watch out for the main qualifying. We made them. Yeah. Ew, what a qualifying it was. Filled with so many surprises. And it starts with Lewis Hamilton out in Q1. The car was not giving him good vibes in the sprint race. And he had a complaint. They had to change the bearing and they had to change some configurations in the car, which drove them into another direction totally. And from what I'm thinking, I think the best thing Lewis Hamilton needs to do tomorrow is to start from the pit lane. Change the setup again because it's a tough weekend for the Mercedes team and also a wicked weekend. Congratulations to McLaren. They're able to get on top of the car on top of their upgrades. They've not fully got out of their upgrades, but able to get something out of the upgrades in the qualifying. And they got some bit out of it in the sprint race, but not fully. And I think the main race tomorrow will be very interesting. A lot of hiccups, and we can see Max Verstappen topping a lot of time sheet. That guy was on fire. But unfortunately, McLaren were able to quench his fire. So the Q1, we have Albon, Colapinto, Bottas, Hamilton, and Zhou Guanyu out. If Hamilton will be starting from the pit lane, I think he will be 19th or maybe 20, because Liam Lawson will be starting from the pit lane because of the change they changed on his car. So I think two of them will be starting from the pit lane. Maybe some other drivers will join them though, because a lot of drivers are having issues setting up the car, getting the best out. There'll be so many pit lane guys out there. And in Q2, we had Hulkenberg, Ocon, Stroll, and Liam Lawson out. Liam Lawson doesn't need to set the time. He had really proved himself, especially in Q1. He did some outstanding lap to give him the third position in Q1, which shows how far he has improved. And I think he's really pushing for that seat in RB next year. And he might get it. And if he gets it, Mr. Sergio Perez will be demoted. Back to VCAP for next year. And that might end Sergio Perez is possibly in F1. Because if he's demoted, they might send him off, bring in another driver. We have a lot of Red Bull young drivers in the seat. See what Colapinto is doing, see what Liam Lawson is doing. Those guys are doing a beautiful job. And we had the surprise. Lando Norris setting the pole position on his first run, and by second run, Mr. George Russell ran into the wall and destroyed Max Verstappen's time. But I think with that time Max Verstappen was doing, it could have been a P1 time for him. And could Lando Norris also stretch out a very beautiful middle sector and last sector to get the P1 back? We don't know. But George Russell ruined it all. He ruined it all. Mercedes, they're still looking for the answers. But unfortunately, Max Verstappen second, the two Ferraris third and fourth, Oscar Piastri fifth. So we have the McLaren in a good position and the Red Bull. So it might be a good opportunity for McLaren and Ferrari tomorrow. Red Bull are in the mix, but with those two feisty Ferrari, it will be a huge ask for the two guys up, because those Ferraris have a good race pace and they can keep cool on their tires. Look at what they did, though they lost some part of their tires, but look at what they did in the sprint race. So they can come out good. Oscar Piastri too, it looks good in the sprint race, so he might come out good. George Russell 6th, Pierre Gasly, what a qualifying for Pierre Gasly. Got his setup right and he did a very good job. Fernando Alonso, Smidu, Smogul did everything to get that car into P8. Kevin Magnussen, that's qualifying. He's already out. What does he have to lose? Nice one. Sergio Perez, no time, but Sergio Perez is not looking on points all through the qualifying and all through sprint race, sprint qualifying. So I think it's going to be a very good race. We are going to see some glimpses of what we saw in sprint qualifying today, with drivers battling it out. And that's what we want to see in F1. A lot of battles that make sense. And that we are going to see tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting. You don't want to miss it tomorrow. I love you guys. Please like, share, support. I love you guys. And congratulations to Francis Ngannou coming back to MMA after 2 years and won his PFL title. He's somebody I've always supported. Congratulations to him, brother. Love you guys. And also, Africans, let's make motorsport a big thing in Africa. I love you guys. Bye. Peace. Yeah.